Hey guys, today is October 29th, and we are talking about translating and solving inequalities. Now, you already know how to solve inequalities, but when we say translating inequalities, that means that you're going to take an inequality from a word statement and put it into a numerical statement. So let's look at number 1. We have 9 less than 9 times a number is at least 36. Okay, so I know 9 times a number means I'm going to have 9x. And x represents a number. Now, 9 less than 9 times a number means I want to subtract 9. So 9 less than 9 times a number, I've got that part. Now, I know that this is at least 36. So 36 goes on the other side over here. But what inequality symbol will go in the middle? Well, at least represents greater than or equal to. So 9x minus 9 is greater than or equal to 36. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to solve that. So 9x minus 9 is greater than or equal to 36. So in order for me to solve this, I know that I first need to add 9 to both sides. When I do that, my 9's cancel out, and I have 9x is greater than or equal to 45. To get that x by itself, I'm going to divide by 9 on both sides, and my solution is x is greater than or equal to 5. X is greater than or equal to 5. Okay, let's look at number 2. The sum of 4 and a number divided by 2 is less than 6. The sum of 4 and a number divided by 2 is less than 6. So sum means I'm going to add together 4 plus a number, so 4 plus x. But I know that this part is divided by 2. So I'm going to make that my numerator and put 2 on the bottom as my denominator. So now I have the sum of 4 and a number divided by 2. And I know that this is less than, which that matches the inequality sign, negative 6. So now we've written our inequality. Let's go solve it. So we have 4 plus x all over 2 is less than negative 6. Now, in order for me to solve this, the first thing that I want to do is multiply by 2 on both sides. And the reason I do that is because it clears my fraction. So my 2's cancel out over here, and I'm left with the numerator only. 4 plus x is less than, and negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. Now, to get that x by itself, I need to subtract 4 on both sides. My 4's cancel out, and I'm left with x is less than negative 16. That's my solution. Number 3. Negative 5 plus triple a number is no more than 16. So we know that we're taking negative 5 and adding to that triple a number. So negative 5 plus 3 times x, that represents negative 5 plus triple a number. Now I know that this is no more than 16. So no more than, we can represent that as less than or equal to 16. So now we're going to solve this inequality. Negative 5 plus 3x is less than or equal to 16. So for me to solve this, I first want to add 5 to both sides. So we have 3x is less than or equal to 21. To get that x by itself, I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. So x is less than or equal to 7. And that's my solution. Okay, number 4. The difference of 8 and 6 times a number is a minimum of 68. Okay, so key words here. Difference means that I want to subtract. So we start with 8, and we know we're subtracting because we're taking the difference. So 8 and 6 times a number. So 8 minus 6x is a minimum of 68. So minimum is a key word here. And minimum means greater than or equal to 68. So 8 minus 6x is greater than or equal to 68. So now let's solve this. So 8 minus 6x is greater than or equal to 68. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to subtract 8 on both sides. That leaves me with negative 6x is greater than or equal to 60. Now to get that x by itself, I'm going to divide by negative 6. Divide by negative 6 on both sides. So that leaves me with x is something compared to negative 10. But careful here because we divided by a negative number. And when you divide by a negative number, you must flip your inequality sign. So instead of using greater than or equal to, I'm using less than or equal to. X is less than or equal to negative 10. And that is my solution. And remember, we flipped our inequality sign because we divided by a negative number by negative 6 right there. Okay, number 5. We have 8 plus 1/4 of a number is less than or equal to 6. So I'm just going to write this as it reads. 8 plus 1/4 of a number is less than or equal to 6. So now we just need to solve this inequality. So 8 plus 1/4 x is less than or equal to 6. Okay, so my first step is to subtract 8 on both sides. That leaves me with 1/4 x is less than or equal to negative 2. Now to get that x by itself, I need to clear that fraction. And because 4 is the denominator, I'm going to multiply by 4. And I have to do that on both sides of my inequality. So when I do that, I know that my 4's cancel out, and that leaves me with what's on top, 1, and my variable x. But my question is, do I really need that 1 right there? Hopefully you understand by now that that answer is no. I don't need that 1. So I'm just going to leave this as x. So x is something compared to negative 8. Now, did we multiply or divide by a negative number? No, we multiplied by 4, by positive 4. So we don't change our sign at all. So x is less than or equal to negative 8. And that is our solution. Okay, number 6. The sum of negative 3 and 4 times a number is no more than negative 11. Okay, so the sum means I want to add. So we take negative 3 and we're adding 4 times a number. Well, that just means 4x is no more than means that I want to use less than or equal to negative 11. So negative 3 plus 4x is less than or equal to negative 11. So now we're going to solve that. Negative 3 plus 4x is less than or equal to negative 11. So in order to solve this, I'm trying to get that x by itself. My first step is to add 3 to both sides. That leaves me with 4x is less than or equal to -8. To get that x by itself, I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. So x is less than or equal to -2. Okay, last one, number 7. Half of the sum of a number and 5 is a maximum of 10. Okay, so this one you could write two ways. You could put half out in front. So half of the sum of a number, that means I need to add two numbers together. So the sum of a number, x plus 5, is a maximum of 10. Maximum means less than or equal to 10. So now that's one way that you could write this. The second way that you could write this, and the way that I probably would write it, is put the sum of a number plus 5 as the numerator of a fraction and divide it by 2. Divide it in half. So x plus 5 divided by 2 is less than or equal to 10. So I don't care how you write that one, both of these methods work. So now we just have to solve it. So x plus 5 divided in half is less than or equal to 10. In order to solve this, the first thing that I want to do is clear that fraction. And in order for me to clear the fraction, I need to multiply by the value that's in the denominator, 2. And I do that on both sides. So let's focus on the left-hand side. 2 times x plus 5 divided by 2. Well, my 2's cancel out, leaving me with what's on top, x plus 5. And that's less than or equal to 2 times 10, which is 20. Now to get that x by itself, I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides. And I find that x is less than or equal to 15. And that is my solution. So that is the end of our notes for today. Y'all have a good day, and I'll see you.